I got 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. I got Rick Rockmeyer in the back. If he would like to start us off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. Proud to do so.
Next I have is approval of today's agenda, and Daryl's gonna make a comment on that.
Yeah, the closed session section is a typo. It's 21.5, not 25.5.
Okay. If I could entertain a motion.
Lance, I'd make a motion to approve the agenda with the clarification on the closed session.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of the minutes of 7/30/2025.
Lance, I'd make a motion to approve the minutes as presented for July 30th, 2025.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now is approval of claims for payment of 8/007 of 2025.
Lance, I'd make a motion to approve claims for payment dated August 7th, 2025.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now I have is 9:01. I'm gonna go ahead and open the public hearing for the Summit Fork LLC construction permit. First is, can we verify publication? Yeah. Okay. And then, Kent, you want to present?
Sure. Want me at the podium or just?
The podium's fine. That way you don't have to hold that in your lap either.
Good morning. I'm Kent Kraus with Pinnacle, for Iowa Falls, and we're a consulting firm that works with livestock producers across the state, keeping them in compliance with Iowa DNR and EPA. We're here representing Summit Farms Pork this morning on a new production site in Hardin Township up in section 32, 89, and 20. It's going to be a 4,999 head site. It's a deep pitted barn. There'll be 2 buildings. All the manure will be contained in deep pits underneath roof. The site is projected to produce about 1.6 million gallons of manure. The field totals for what we have in the manure plan today have field capacity for 1.9, close to 2 million gallons of manure. All of them score in the highest category for phosphorus risk index, and there'll be more fields added to that site as it operates. We're really here today to discuss the master matrix and the master matrix scoring that goes with this site. And I'll just cut to the end. We're required to have 440 points. And we've got 455. But how those points were achieved will be as follows. So question number 1 addresses additional separation distance above the minimum from the closest residence, hospital, nursing homes, or child care. Required minimum is 1,875 feet. The closest of those 4 separated structures was 2,453. We had an extra 578 feet, which gave us 45 out of a possible 100 points on question number 1. Question number 2, additional separation distance from public use areas. Minimum's 2,500 feet. We looked at an additional 1,501, gave us a score of 30 points out of 30 possible on question number 2. Additional separation distance above the minimum from closest schools, churches, or businesses. Minimum's 1,875. We looked out an additional 1,501. That got us a score of 30 out of a possible 30 on question number 3. Additional separation distance above the minimum of 500 feet for question number 4. Closest water is 2,569 feet away. It's to the north. And that got us an additional 30 points out of 30 on question number 4. Didn't take any points for question number 5. Question number 6 addresses additional public separation distance to critical public areas. Again, that distance is 2,500 feet minimum. We looked out an additional 500 feet. There were none, and scored 10 out of 10 for question number 6. Next points we took were on question number 8, additional separation distance above the minimum of 1,000 feet to the closest ag drainage wells, known sinkhole or major water. In this case, the Iowa River would be major water. It's to the north. It's in excess of 3,500 feet away, so we scored 50 points out of 50 on question number 8. There's no other manure plans in that particular neighborhood. So question number 9, we scored 25 points out of 25 for question number 9. We looked for high quality waters. Our required separation distance there is 1,000. We looked out 2,000 feet. There were none. So we scored 30 points of 30 for question number 10. I mentioned that we've got 2 buildings, deep pits. All the manure is contained under a roof. So we scored 30 points out of 30 for question number 12. The next points we took were on question number 17. Again, I mentioned these are deep pits constructed from concrete. And so we scored 30 points out of 30 for question number 17. The site will have a truck turnaround on it, so all the trucks will be able to enter the site, turn around without creating traffic hazards on the road. That gives us 20 points out of 20 on question number 19. Summit has had no administrative orders in the last 5 years. In fact, they've had no administrative orders ever on any of the sites that they own. So they get 30 points out of 30 for question number 20. By size, this site gets 20 points out of 20 for question number 24. And this site will utilize what's called a wet dry feeder. And that's a watering system where they'll have a pan that captures any water that drips from the pig's mouths as they're drinking and eating. It's a water conservation technology. It saves groundwater, and it also makes the manure more concentrated, safer and less expensive to have it hauled. So we scored 25 points out of question number 25. And then that same manure, when it's being applied, it's being injected or incorporated at the same time. And so we get 30 points out of 30 for question number 26. And then the last points that we would have taken would have been, well, second to last points is the closure plan on question number 41. That addresses if this site's no longer used for pork production, how the site will be, manures will be removed from it to whatever manure plan requirements are at that time. And then the site will be taken down at whatever local, state, or federal regulations are at that time. And then this site also has adopted what's called an environmental management system. It was submitted with the permit. It's required to be on site, but that's question number 2042. And that was 15 points out of 15. And that's where all of those questions added together score 455 points out of the 440 required. I guess with that, I'd open it up to questions from the board.
I don't have any.
No, sir.
Don't thank you.
Thanks.
Have there been any verbal, oral?
Yeah.
Questions? Ann, have you had any? Okay,
I have this. I have questions,
I'll call you up. I just had to get through that
okay,
part.
just one, sure.
No, I'm getting to public comments now. Public comments.
You wanna go first? Go ahead.
Come on up.
I would like to make a few points I've seen about this and other cookie cutter applications, items for which no points have been taken. Number 13, no emergency containment at a pump out area. Should the containment of spilled manure be left completely to a group of people who only work in the dark of night? They have insisted they prefer working during the night, so it is a fair question. What could possibly make anyone believe a spill at night with no containment area and no one else around would even be reported? Number 14, no filters at exhaust fans for odors coming out of the building. Fans at the ends of the building only protect the pigs from the poisonous gases coming from the pits. Why never any filters or electrostatic fencing on the pit fans? This is where the majority of odor emerges from the building. This is where the majority of the noxious gases and microscopic bits of manure leave the site and spread to surrounding properties. Remember, if you can smell it, you're also inhaling microscopic bits of hog poop. Number 15, no landscaping. According to the DNR, this should consist of 3 rows of trees and shrubs of both fast and slow growing species that are well suited for the site. The surprising part is that this improvement would create a nesting area for birds and therefore minimize the fly problem, both on site while the animals are present and in their surrounding areas after the animals have been removed. Number 37, no worker safety and protection plan. I would think a building owner would want to protect the safety of the people who work in the building, whether these people are actually their employees or not. They are human beings after all. Number 40, no emergency action plan. The ISU publication PM 1859 lists all the components of an emergency action plan, so it shouldn't be too hard to include one. Then there's mortality disposal, 2 main kinds. One is composting. The other being rendering, which is a practice that converts dead animals to value-added product such as protein feed. Hog mortalities are placed in secure containers to prevent access to wildlife. Mortalities should be picked up weekly by a rendering company. The point to this is highlighting the use of secure containers. Lately, in most sites, not only are the dead boxes often not being used, but the containers for the dead boxes aren't even being kept secure. This has caused an increase in the presence of predatory wildlife, coyotes, etc. An increase of predatory wildlife endangers newborn livestock, poultry, even pets. In reference to someone we won't name here, they're eating people's cats and dogs. Properly securing these containers could help end access to the dead animals and reduce the population of predators in the area. These are reasonably simple things that could increase the score on a master matrix by 65 points, while making these sites less disgusting to have around. It seems interesting that instead, as little possible is being done to pass. The least amount of effort and work to get by, like the lazy employee who thinks they're entitled to get what they want. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one, Julie.
Okay, so we have, 200 drainage districts in this county. So do we know how many miles of drainage tiles we have? No.
I have never counted the miles. No.
Oh, okay. But
And it wouldn't just be tiles, it would be open ditches as well.
right, right. Okay, so we're here for this 4,999 two building farm factory, hot factory. So I see that we have a loyal rest of it. Friend here, I've seen you at the. I've seen you, I think I sat behind you at the pipeline, at the.
Let's
federal
stick with
pipeline
the public
meetings.
hearing.
Just,
please.
yeah, okay, I just wanted to say that. Okay, so I don't know. If you guys can bring that thing up on there, I guess it doesn't matter. Included in this application, were confined feeding operations, Summit Farms. Throughout the state. We got 4 pages, and I guess we were gonna add to that, just so you know. That these are places that contribute to. Iowa's impaired waters and poor water quality that endangers us citizens of the state. Okay, so I wonder was there a well on that site? Or did you say you had a dig a well for water for the animals? I just wondered.
Julie, it's just public comment again.
So I can expect no response. Okay, so anyway, you might want to wonder if there is a well that was dug for this, how deep it went, and is that well water that goes to the animals confined there, is that water tested? Okay, and amazingly, thank you, Donna. I also had a list of points not taken. Number 13, no emergency containment area. Okay, good. So we don't know what happens there. And number 14, no installation of filters to reduce odors from exhaust fans. No utilization of landscaping. And number 16, there's the composting and rendering options. Of course, I'm not sure which ones you're going to use, but let's cross off composting since there was no buildings or facilities available on that plan that indicated there would be any composting. Now, anyone who drives out in rural areas sees those, boxes with hogs hanging out all over the place. Heaven only knows what they died from. And the dead boxes are often hidden from sight too. So there's that. So we don't know, but there can legally be no composting at this site. 20 points for a turnaround for trucks. That is so basic of a thing, they shouldn't even give points for it. It's like, so you get a point for putting in a driveway to your double car garage, for crying out loud. No, that's ridiculous. Number 27, land application of manure based to your crop rotation cycle. Points not taken. Phosphorus uptake application rates. We already know from the TMDL for Pine Lake that pollution and degradation of water is from phosphorus. I know it, you know it. I wish other people would get more knowledgeable on water quality. Oh, number 36, no points taken for community support, because I'm thinking there probably isn't that much. Number 37, No points for a worker safety protection plan. I guess that is an indication of what? Employees are replaceable, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll think about that when an emergency comes up, okay. Number 38, no waiver of confidentiality. So, now you don't need to know what happens there. Forget about it. Number 39, no points taken for economic value to community. Because the economic value goes to Bruce Rastetter and Summit Farms. And the community is left to pay for the cleanup of water. We're left, they make it, they dump it, we pay for we drink it, and then we have to pay to clean it up. Yeah. So there's a lot of important points not taken, ignored, and hope you don't notice. And I still want to know, how, assuming they're going to just have rendering pick these dead animals up. I know the mortality rate, so if composting, there have to be provisions for construction. We've been through that before in earlier public hearings for other hog factories, so. Anyway, I have another question, but since I can't ask it, I'll just ask it, so maybe people will think about it. I live on 175 and those trucks hauling those pigs go by 24/7. Sometimes you can hear them screaming, but whatever, it's very noisy, doing a lot of damage to the highway, I'm sure, but sometimes when these hogs reach slaughterhouses, they're NA, non-ambulatory. And of course, I know you guys, I don't know if you have to haul them back or what they do with them. I'm just saying. There's a lot of questions that don't get answered. And manure management plans are just that, they're plans. How does a citizen follow up to make sure that they are actually followed? They submit these and it's almost impossible to actually follow up to make sure that that they're actually done, plans carried out. Oh, I know. On page 57, there's a landowner taking some manure, but I cannot read who owns that land. Can you look? I mean, you have it right there. Page 57. Oh, you're not gonna answer? Okay. If you wanna look at it, people, figure out who that is, because I always ask, who's in charge? I don't know. But you might wanna look at page 57 and kind of figure out who that person is, who owns that or that entity. And how many hogs in this county? We have 1.5 million now. We're just gonna keep adding more. How many hogs will it take for Hardin County to become known as the bog of eternal stench? You drive past these places and then you know what that smells like. Yeah, 4 pages. Dirty enough the whole state. Thank you.
Are there any other public comments?
Did you want to speak?
No, I have no comments.
No?
So 2 questions out of that. If you want to answer these, page 57, that landowner.
Yeah, it'll be a couple ways to get that. And I know sometimes it's hard to so the fields that are in the MMP will be these, so part of it is what was formerly the Doug Musson property that Summit Farms owns.
Okay.
And then the South 80, George Yager, West Henry Yager currently owns those.
Oh, I'm sorry, who, could you repeat that?
West Henry Yager,
Okay, thank you.
but that's the easiest way to get the name as opposed to trying to catch all the signatures, but those would be the two
Okay.
properties that are in the manure plan right now.
Okay.
It would be
And
nice.
then
if they
the,
would-
it's not, Julie.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah, offering a suggestion so people don't have.
I know that I'm asking questions as well. The other question I was asked was about the well.
Yeah, there will be a well drilled on this property. That's usually, it's usually drilled after the cement pits are poured. And one of those things, measure twice, drill once, make sure we're minimum of 100 feet away from the buildings. But it'll generally
that's
be
for a
towards
deep
the,
well,
I'm sorry.
so that's for a deep well.
Correct. But anyway, they'll normally be on the fronts of the site towards the road. And then there's placement rules on that as far as being so many feet off the right of way and so many feet off the property lines.
Okay. BJ, do you have any
Nothing, I was
questions?
just gonna follow up. No, we're good.
Taylor, Kendall,
Nope,
recommendation?
I recommend to approve. They meet the requirements for the DNR, so we have no right to say no.
Lance, I'd make a motion first to close the public hearing.
Can I say something? The county always has the right to deny.
Yes.
Whether or not they choose to is a different story. The county can even has the right to deny when it comes to public opposition. Whether or not the DNR agrees with them is a different animal. But let's not offer the taking away of the county rights.
Okay, then I acknowledge that they met the points that they asked for.
Okay. Thank you, Donna. At this point, I would make a motion to close the public hearing portion of the meeting.
I will second. It's been moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we have is consideration to approve submitting the recommendation to the DNR on the animal feeding operation construction permit application Hardin 32 site section 32 of Hardin Township.
Lance, I'd make a motion to approve submitting the recommendation to the DNR.
That will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Taylor, do you have anything to add?
No.
Kendall? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. That'll be sent off today.
Yep.
Okay. Next is consideration to approve loan agreement terms for funding requests for the Eldora Children's Center using local option sales and service tax loss funds.
Lance, I would make a motion to approve the loan agreement terms for funding of the Eldora Children's Center using the local option sales tax funds.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion, Daryl?
There's an option on the draft to either make it a
Secured or
secured or
yeah.
unsecured, so I'd ask that you make that decision. Previously, they've been unsecured.
Right.
Secured or unsecured.
Deb, will having the loan secured be a burden to the Children's Center at this point? Otherwise, I can rescind my motion and table it till we find out what their preference.
Right, our practice has not been to secure this when we're working with nonprofits.
Mhm.
So, historically, we have not done that with the other two previous projects that we have done. So, I think that they have done their due diligence with their fundraising and grants and, that in good faith that they're entering into this loan agreement.
Sure.
And with any type of revolving loan or risk If that's exactly why those types of funds are set up. You know, even in secured instances,
Right.
so my recommendation would make it unsecured.
So I'll amend my motion to include it being unsecured.
I will second the amendment. Any discussion? It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye,
Aye. So now the motion would state
as an unsecured loan.
as an unsecured loan. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye,
Aye. Motion carries. Next is consideration to approve the addendum to the Iowa TAP agreement for the Iowa Rivers Edge Trail. Deb, do you want to speak on that one as well? No?
Sure,
Oh,
sure, I don't have a lot of comments on that. This is the work between the Eldora and Gifford portion. That for construction and also including the bridges. This is I believe this was presented to us in May. And we just needed to review the document again and make sure that everything was in order. So
Lance, I'd make a motion to approve the addendum.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye,
Aye. Motion carries. Next is consideration to approve utility permit UT 2025-17 for Alliant Energy.
Lance, I'd make a motion to approve UT 2025-17.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yep, this is the installation of approximately 2,975 feet of 2-inch plastic gas line within the main street right of way.
Any other discussion? Crosses drainage, it'll have to go through their drainage.
Correct.
permit. No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye,
Motion carries. Next is consideration to acknowledge June, July turned over fees for sheriff's department.
Lance, I make a motion to acknowledge the June, July turned over fees for the sheriff's office.
I'll second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Motion carries. Next is the auditor's report for the month of July.
I'd make a motion to acknowledge the auditor's report for the month of July.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is the recorder's report.
Lance, I'd make a motion to acknowledge the recorder's report for the month of July.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Motion carries. Now I have is a change of status.
Lance, I'd make a motion to approve the change of status for Michelle Purvis as the insurance safety director coordinator. This is just the addition of duties to her position as accounts payable clerk and insurance coordinator at a rate of $21.90 an hour.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Other business.
Not for me, thanks.
Public comments. Julie, come on up.
Okay, I know last week I said something about that picture, that you need to replace it with his newest one, where he's taken down the flag. And it was reported in the newspaper that I claimed that there was a new photo. Well, here's the proof. And so you might wanna hang that up. You wanna hand that to
Yep,
Lance,
I can
please?
do that.
You might wanna replace that one from that flag, just so you know. I like to know what I'm talking about sometimes. Anyway. You guys brought those pictures here, which kind of slashed and stained the room where community discussion should be carried on, without that, but anyway, apparently it was the maintenance guy, Dave Corcoran, who originally brought that and wanted it hung up, so there you go. He was hired for the job. You guys were elected to your positions. And so he's left you holding that hot potato, those 3 hot potatoes. He's left you holding those. And what are you gonna do? If you took them down, then you'd look weak. I think you guys got played. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
No.
Oh, Nick, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Oh, hang on.
No.
Rick, let's go.
Rick and Nick, sorry.
I just gotta say this, I've said it out in the open, before, but it's public comment time, and I'm gonna make a comment. One of the things that just gets underneath my skin and crawls is, I know most everybody in this place here, and Julie, I've known you, I love you, girl. But, I mean, gets me is when I walk in that door over there, I feel like I'm a low rate piece of crap walking in my building. All right. I can't park, I don't wanna park over there. I'd like to get as close to that secure piece of crap thing to get out here. It makes me feel like crap. It's just gets underneath my skin and crawls. Then, I feel I'm a worthy person. I'm more worthy than having to be searched and sought over, or be somebody that may be less worthy than me saying, yeah, okay, you can go in. It's why? Then the other day, I see most of you that work here. Oh, hey, Rick, how you doing? Oh, geez, it's good. But yet, when I come in here to do business with you, I gotta stand out here and you're behind it secure, like I'm gonna blow your head off or something. It's bullcrap. I am more worthy, and I'd say 99.9% of the people in this county are more worthy than that. Yeah, but that one little 0.1%, arm yourselves, take them out. If you got a problem, take them out. I'm telling you, protect yourself. You don't need to protect yourselves from me.
Thanks, Rick. Nick?
I do like me. All right.
Morning, Nick.
Warren.
So, I don't have much to say, just had a quick update on the project. Nick Brown, RWE, I'm wind developer, for the project out in Hardin County. I just wanted to let you all know that we're having an open house. I said that we were trying to be a little bit more in the community, so we are having an open house, August 21st, over in, or not in, yeah, we're in Eldora right now, over in Iowa Falls. So, I just wanted to kind of open that up and invite the supervisors and, send you all any more information, and you might as well come. So,
Do you know what time and where?
yeah, 6:30, and then it's All Rights Bluff, but I'll send that out. So,
Thanks, Nick.
yeah, that's about it. As always, I'm always open for questions if anybody has them. You all have my contact information, so do you. So anybody has any questions, feel free to point them towards me.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Any other public comments?
What? You didn't have public comment for the meeting, right? Just the hearing? Just wanted to verify before we go. No,
The hearing by, like you
I
said.
get it. All right, that's it, I think.
All right, well, thank you. Next is closed session for Iowa Code 21.5 subsection 1 and 22.7 subsection 60.
Okay. So I'll actually just make a motion to recess briefly.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded to recess. Until what time?
9:45.
Till 9:45. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're recessed till 9:45.